just like a tomato, basic tomato?
Tomatoes right here.
Tomatoes right there. Oh, up and down. There's one right here. Like plain tomato? Like, well, I'll show you how to rate this. US might not have as many like options. So the main thing is you want to take a look at, for this product, you're going to want to look at what is the serving size of the whole portion versus what are you actually eating. So if you're eating only half, or if you're eating the whole thing, that might not be what the nutrition facts table is. So there's a few things in Canada. What's regulated is what can be on the nutrition facts table, what's in the ingredient list, and if there's any health claim. Those are regulated. So if it says, can reduce your risk of cancer, they can say that because tomatoes, part of the superfoods food group, vegetables and fruit, help lower your risk of cancer. So if they could say that, doesn't mean now tomatoes increase the risk of cancer for sure. But anyway, so when you're looking at the nutrition facts table, they're saying for half a cup. This whole thing is going to be more than half a cup, right? So if you're eating the whole thing, you're probably going to want to double it. But they're saying for half a cup, it's 90 calories. So if you're eating the whole thing, it's 180. Now, are you making it with milk or are you making it with water? That's going to change things up too, so you just have to be aware of that. And then also, what are you looking at? For you guys, it's not going to be a huge deal right now, but when you get to, say, Derek's age, salt content is really a big deal. You want to watch your blood pressure. When salt is a big deal for you right now, the guys probably don't really care about this, but you will because it will affect your performance, is certain times of the month. You retain fluid. Salt will cause you to retain more fluid. You're going to feel bloated. You're going to feel like you look like me. And that's the mental game for us as females. Body image is a huge issue for us, whether we want it to be or not. So when we're bloated, feeling puffy, feeling like this when you're not this, I'm okay with being this right now.
Sort of okay, I'd say.
Overall, more often than not. In the end. So that's when you're going to watch sodium intake. Now, usually canned soups, canned food in general, crazy high. We're supposed to be aiming for about 1,500 milligrams a day, and 2,300 milligrams is about a teaspoon of salt. So we're supposed to get less than a teaspoon of salt a day. And let me just look here. So
I know I have a lot of salt.
For half a cup, almost 500 milligrams. You add some crackers to that, or a sandwich, bread is high in salt, and you've had half a day's worth, if not more, of salt intake. Right? So again, typically not a huge issue for you right now. Certain times of the month for some of you possibly. And then there's the taste buds. When you're used to high salt, it's going to be harder to break that habit later. Does that make sense? If you guys were out there today, you're out there today, and how many of you were getting a little bit of a sweat, perspiring a little bit? How many of you were walking today instead of driving? You would have been sweating. I hope so, because I was kind of walking and I was. So those sort of cases, you might need a little extra salt in your meal plan that day, because that's going to keep you staying hydrated. Otherwise, you drink only water when you're out there for that long, it's not going to stay with you. You're losing that sodium, you're just going to pee it out. You're not going to hold on and stay hydrated. So there are times when salt is actually good for you as an athlete. Does that make sense? Okay. So what you can do for soups, though, in general, is you can find some lower sodium options at home. You just have to get used to some of the flavor. Like Safeway has their Eat Right. Reset home these sort of options. So for this, 190 calories, comparable to eating the whole can there. And this one here, for the whole thing, is 400 milligrams versus 800 for the whole